Hello. To my party. Continue. Oh yeah. We're back in a place. In our skivvies. I shall wait for your arrival before any of the clickings. Hey. What are you doing, Toki? 30-second ads. Here, welcome. We've not clicked on anything.
There's something so soothing and poetic about the way the moonlight is reflected on the clean and clear surface of the water. The Journeyman. The Journeyman. Very appropriate, though it really should have been the Journeywoman.
There's a new game that we played called this Darkness. Walk into the darkness. Journeyman Project. Will you walk? Run. You're gonna cause a stir here.
It's their first date, I can tell. They're a cute couple. I wonder if romance is different here, or if the rituals are the same as back home. I mean, magic must play some part in it.
Dancing going on.
They're definitely having fun. Assorted bottles, herbs, and spices. That looks like a really, really comfortable chair. They don't look so different from farmers and craftsmen back home. It's a small world.
Ladies got hitching their giddy up.
Excuse me? Hello? Hi, hello, do you work here?
Do I work here, child? I'm the owner. I own and operate the Journeyman Inn.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Your apology is more than enough for me, child. What may I do for you?
Is there a party going on?
These are not great questions.
Is there a... child. Do you not know? It is the Feast of the Balance. Have you never taken part in the celebration?
I'm new here.
Unfortunately, no. I'm not
11
a
herbs and
party
spices.
person.
For as long as I can recall, the feast has lasted 3 whole days and nights, and everyone celebrated openly. But now, this year, there is great concern about the Vanguard and their supporters. So this year, the Feast of the Balance is celebrated inside, behind closed doors, and for one night only. But there's still much food and drink, and you are welcome to join if you so please.
I don't think so. I don't know anybody here.
You're not with the Vanguard, are you?
No, I'm from somewhere else. Far
Stark.
away.
They know these words.
So it would seem. Well, if you feel up to it, child, you're welcome to join in the celebration.
Thanks. Why do you celebrate the Feast of the Balance?
You are a stranger to our customs indeed. The balance. You do know about the balance, do you not?
Where are you?
Sure. The balance between magic and science. I know about the balance.
The balance of all,
We're
child.
gonna talk for a while.
Everything is in balance, and the Guardian watches over the balance and us. We celebrate the Feast of the Balance to give our thanks to the balance and to the Guardian. If our devotion to the balance falters, if we lose our faith in the Guardian, then we are inviting chaos to destroy us. This is what the Vanguard is doing. Inviting chaos. They are dangerous.
What's the Vanguard doing to destroy the balance?
They are not doing anything to destroy the balance, but they destroy people's faith in the balance. They speak to the people, telling them how the Sentinel, the Fathers, are holding our world back. And that if we were to use the balance to our advantage, we could return to the old ways, the ways of the ancient Earth, before the divide. Vanguard promised the people power and wealth and happiness, but they intend only destruction.
Slytherin.
Death.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Benrima Salmon. I am the owner and proprietor of this inn. I bought it with money earned through honest trade in the Southlands. Tobacco, wine, slaves.
That's honest trade.
That is where I'm from. The Southlands.
I'm April. April Ryan.
Well met, April Ryan. Have you come to meet someone, a handsome young suitor, perchance?
That's why I'm dressed this way.
No such luck, I'm afraid. I'm here more by accident than anything else.
through
No
a
accident,
portal in my
April.
closet.
Fate. Fate delivered you here tonight. You are strong in fate, are you not?
It would appear so.
What do you mean by strong in fate?
You shape your own fate, and not the other way around. You are what the dark people call a wave.
How can you tell?
I am not only an innkeeper, child. I am a seer, taught by my mother, who was taught by her mother before her. And so it goes back to the dawn of our world, to the dawn of magic.
Everybody's really talky.
What's a seer?
A seer is someone who can tell something about people, about events, about the past and the present and the future, just by looking at you. When I look at you, I see.
You see things.
What? What do you see?
Most people are drawn along by events, by fate, like a carriage after a horse. But some people know how to steer the horse, to change paths at will. You are such a person, but there is more.
You're gonna tell me after a big pause, dramatic pause.
Tell me more about my future.
It is strange. I see many paths, but they are all dark. I cannot tell much except that you are strong in fate and strong in
Can't
the
see
balance.
shit.
And you are strong in magic, too.
Alright.
Magic? That can't be right. I don't know anything
the
about
shit in.
magic.
You do not have to know about magic to be strong with magic. If you ever learn how to harvest your talents, you will be a strong artisan.
Artisan?
Where have you been schooled, child? Have you forgotten your lore?
My lore? Yeah, well, I haven't really had much use for my lore lately.
The artisan is the most powerful of magic users. She is able to shape magic and to use it by force of will alone. An artist can use magic shaped by others, mold it into new magic, new art.
My sweet
A
lore.
magician, or sorcerer, witch, warlock, can read and write incantations, drawing spells from the power of words. And the alchemist can create magic potions.
So I don't make clay pottery.
He is the least of the four. Anyone with proper
class will
education
you
can
be?
be an alchemist.
know.
The other three require some form of talent for magic.
Thank you.
I am at your service anytime, child.
Is this an RPG after
I'm afraid
all?
I must go take care of my guests
RPG
now.
elements.
Enjoy yourself.
Who's this potato? I'm gonna call you Spud.
Thank you, April Ryan.
What?
You know my name?
There is no time here, but there soon will be time for you and I. Time enough, to be sure. You are speaking to me, April Ryan. We have spoken.
That we have.
I don't understand
But-
what you're... And how do you know my name? Who are you?
Have we not met yet? I was sorry, then, for confusing you. I will be Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria for a time.
Another slow talker.
I think I would have remembered you if we'd met. Who told you my name?
You did. You are saying your name to me, April Ryan. In this moment, you tell me your name. You question why I know your name, and you speak to me the blessings of the balance for my long journey home.
Sorry,
It is difficult for us too, April Ryan, to understand you. But there is a veil. Beyond this veil, we are not seeing.
What veil?
This guy.
The
This
veil
fucking guy.
created in chaos, by chaos, with chaos. It is a dark presence in our...
What's all this got to do with...
It was late. You were tired. We have talked in the morning when you come to visit me. Now you understand everything. Thank you, April Ryan. The blessings of the balance
I
to
don't understand
you too.
anything. This
Did you
fucking
just
guy.
invite me to your home?
I will. I did.
I don't-
I invite you to my home, April Ryan. My home was in the Marcuria City Green, and you will find it. In the morning, before chaos came. I am explaining everything, and you understood.
It seems I've already accepted your invitation, so I guess I don't have a choice.
That is what you said. Good night. You will sleep well.
Alright. He's got one really long finger. Hot dog fingers. Am I supposed to follow this fucking guy? Seems like the only thing else to do here.
Seeing as I don't know the city and I'm dressed in my underwear, I'd really feel better staying inside until tomorrow morning, if they let me. I really am getting tired. I should find somewhere comfortable to sit down.
You
and
slept
rest my legs
already.
For a few minutes.
Look at this guy. Are we just gonna sit here until tomorrow? Shift lag? Yes, indeed. She got shift lag. In a tube! With a bucket head. It's not going to be very comfortable for your neck, April Ryan.
Wake up, child.
That was a wide stance you got there.
Sorry,
No shit.
What time is it?
It is morning. We need to clean before we open for breakfast.
I slept right through the...
It seems so. You did not stir.
Oh, well, I feel pretty good.
You look a little pale, but it's nothing a good
Give
point.
me some porridge. You need to go to the chiropractor. Can I have some porridge?
Not to sound rude, but I've had my fill of her for the moment.
She talks
Back
less
rooms are
than
both
most
empty.
people we talk to.
Nothing but ashes left of the fire now. Assorted bottles and spices and herbs. They look empty, and after last night's shindig, that's no wonder.
You're not gonna have some porridge? Not gonna ask her if she got some fucking clothes?
Do you intend to walk about in that outfit, child? It is day. It would not be proper.
It wasn't exactly
all I
proper
have.
last night.
Come. We will find something more suited to a young lady about the city.
How do I look?
Who cares?
Well, it'll have to do for now. You do not have the most womanly of forms, but I'm certain you will fill out in time with the right diet.
Thanks. Thank you for the clothes, for everything.
You will have time aplenty to thank me while you are cleaning plates and cutlery, child.
I'm sorry. Work?
Those
Yeah, you
clothes do
ain't great.
not come free, child, nor does a night spent sleeping before the fire. I'm not asking much, only for a helping hand in cleaning.
I'll push you down the stairs.
All right. Tell me where to start.
You can start carrying in the mugs from the back room.
Great. Oh, look at her go. Thank you for not making me have to just do that. Yeah, fade to black. Thank you.
You did good work for me today, child. More than was required. Here you are. Some coin to help you out.
Are they errands?
And keep the clothes. You seem to have grown into them already.
Are you telling me I got fatter in the process of working? I'm gonna sit you down, okay, Toki Joe? We're gonna walk around town. I love you. Lay down. Okay, fuck's sake. Wow, she gave me a lot.
I got a whole handful of these Arcadian iron coins.
Are you swole? Yeah. Lifting mugs is heavy work. What the fuck are you? Are you a monkey? That's lost your fur? It said furry animal.
I wonder if she's caught anything today. Square jaw and broad shoulders. A real farm boy. Quite a sexy one, too.
Find a boyfriend in fucking Arcadia.
That's a funny-looking animal.
Touch it. Get your face burnt off.
Good beast. His hide feels like a turtle's, but softer.
I don't know which end's the right end to touch.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy.
Okay. The city green. Were we supposed to go anywhere in particulars? We should go buy that fucking bird. I don't think that they'll let me do things I'm not supposed to be able to do, but we'll see. Ooh. Let's go nuts. No?
Hey, you. What's going on? Why didn't you deliver any maps yesterday?
I did.
I wasn't around. Sorry.
Well, there are more maps to be delivered, and my customers are getting very impatient. Did you deliver the map to the Rolling Man?
See.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me see his signature, and I'll give you your next delivery.
I did get that.
Here's your next delivery, a map of the Northlands to a Tun Layak, staying at the Journeyman Inn.
There
And
you
be
go.
quick about it. She's been waiting since the day before yesterday.
I have to win 3 times with this fucker, though, yeah? And it seems like a crooked game. I want this bird.
How about a game of cups today?
Okay, let's go.
Just place your bet, investment, on the table and the game will begin.
Only one, please.
Here's my coin. Now, how do I play?
I place one cup on top of your coin like so.
Nothing moved.
Then I shuffle them like so. Now, you guess which cup hides your coin. If you get it right, you win another coin. 3 in a row, and you win a prize.
It's gotta be this one.
Looks like you've got the wrong cup. It happens. A 1 in 3 chance, you know.
Probably
But with
gotta
coin
cheat.
in your pocket, you can always try again.
We'll cheat later. We'll figure out how to cheat. We know one thing to do. Time goes slow here, right? We just can fuck about all the time. Is it you? Are you the person?
It's a map of the Northlands. I'm supposed to deliver this to, Tunlyak, staying at the...
No, your name was not that.
Excuse me?
Yes? Oh, it is you.
It is me.
I'm looking for a guest of yours, Tunlyak.
The sailor? She is looking for work today, I'm afraid. With most of the ships moored to the docks for balance knows how long, it is difficult for sailors to find work.
Do you know when Tunlyak is expected back?
I could not tell you, child, but from what I know of the ships in harbor, she will not find one that needs a navigator any time soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, child.
Oh, there's somebody up there too. Can't click them though. Oh, there's that fucking
A
weird
sort of...
monkey thing. The fuck are you? Sauntering so. I'm not talking to you. This is where that guy was, right? Get out of here. No, not that one. Where are you? Do I have to find a specific kind of pointy part? Is this different or is it all the same? I think it's the same. Oh, I don't know, man. They seem like different, but I don't think that they are. No.
I wouldn't feel too comfortable about sailing anywhere in that.
I don't know, man. This looks the same as it was before. Chapter 6. Bullshit! It's 2 chapters from now. Docks. Lobster merchant. We don't need no lobsters. Maybe we do. I don't know. I think they're new. This is new. Let's just go there.
It's a flower bed. There's plenty of room for more seeds to be planted in there. That's one mother of a plant. I wonder if it's a carnivore. It looks to have been carved out of a large tree, but the texture of the house is more stone than bark.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
Everybody talks so dumb here. Is it the same guy? Is this Spud's house?
Some of them look to be in English, but I know they're not. It's the Altung language Tobias told me about. The tongue of magic. It sounds a little disgusting, to be honest.
Take a seat. Stay a while and listen. I thought he was gonna come down here. That's it? Okay, for fuck's sake. That's how I walk around too. This is so bad.
Be welcomed, stranger, to my abode.
Stranger? Don't you remember me? You invited me here.
Every moment we meet, and every
Clayface,
moment
yeah.
we part. You are both stranger.
I'm sorry, but could you try to be a little less
Yeah.
obtuse this time? I have a hard time understanding half of what you say.
I will beg for your forgiveness, April Ryan. I had a hard time to make. I will pull myself into this moment. Difficult at.
Thanks for your hospitality, Obnaxus.
Goodbye. Blessings of the balance to you, April Ryan. And may your journey have been.
What the fuck? Who are you is a dumb question when we already know his fucking name. But you're gonna make me ask it.
Who are you?
I am Abnaxus of the Venar, ambassador to the Ireed Council in Marcuria. My people live far from here, and they do rarely visit your kind, and so I am their sole link to humans and Dolmari.
Why is that?
I alone among the Venar am able to focus on a particular moment and thread in time, and so...
Wizard of the
How do your
yeah.
people perceive time?
It is hard to explain. Any moment before this moment and any moment after is the same to me as this one.
No.
I think so.
Everything is possible, April Ryan. There is magic.
Can you see the
To me, every moment is the same. There is no future. I can relate moments you have yet to see, and I can unravel possible threads. But remember, the future I see may not be the one into moments and threads fluctuate, change.
So you can't tell.
I would see your possible futures, the likely threads
You make
among
all the moments
hundreds.
annoying?
If there was not a
What's this veil you...
somewhere ahead in our path, there is a dark
How did this veil...
It was, no, will be created
Will
in
be.
chaos, by chaos, to keep the future hidden. All threads converge on a single point here, beyond the veil, and
Written?
in the
Tell me about...
words have been written by seers who
Like
can
Vanity
discern from all possible threads the threads that are certain.
And what do the prophecies say?
Prophecies speak of a time when the balance will falter, weakened by the assault of chaos. I cannot tell which it
You're
will
so
be,
helpful.
and I cannot even see. But the prophecies also speak of a savior, as the prophecies usually do.
Balance to the
One
Force.
who will bring order to chaos, only to release chaos on the innocent. One who will...
That doesn't sound like a...
The word in my tongue is Kanang La, literally translate.
When does anything happen if you just keep talking about how you're not in the present? Right.
Can I ask you...
Yeah,
I don't really care about any of these.
Could you tell me...
me? About myself? We, the Venar, are not...
Well, are you married? Do you have kids?
Yes, we do marry, and we always know who we are to be with, because our future is also our past. My wife was, is, will be the beautiful Abianda.
How long has it been since you last...
I see them now, April Ryan. Do not forget.
Well... Why did you come?
I was chosen to be ambassador to Ireed when I was trained for a long time in locking myself into a single moment to communicate.
Why don't the Venar want to involve...
In the wrong hands, our knowledge is
Doesn't
dangerous.
sound like you know fucking anything.
To know of the possible fluctuating futures, this can be a weapon to some.
Who says?
The balance, the guardian. The Guardian
Guardian's
watches
gone.
not only the balance between worlds, but also the balance within.
I thought the Guardian...
So he
Yeah.
is, and that makes it even more crucial to my people that we preserve the balance.
Are you planning...
When we pass through the veil to the other side and time yet again, I miss my people, and it is hard to speak with your kind.
I'm tired
know
of
what you
speaking with
mean.
you.
You will bring us through the veil, April Ryan.
Where is your home?
Across the border mountains and north to where the
Do you know...
Tobias is a faithful servant of the balance, and he is...
So,
Trust is a concept which often puzzles me. Amongst my people there is never distrust. We always know the truth. But yes, I do think Tobias is to be trusted fully. I cannot...
have you heard of...
No, I have not. But that does not...
He's my... Well, some have called him my mentor, others a nutcase. I'm not sure which it is, but I...
Your mentor?
No, I don't think so.
I do not see him in my life, April Ryan. I do not know him.
Thanks, Abnaxis.
You are...
I need some help in my quest.
He's a never knew.
Yes, you did.
I did?
That I will help you.
I'm on my own.
What do you know about dragons?
What do you know?
I do not know much about the kin, but I do know a little. Perhaps the Draic kin came to this world a very, very long time ago, before the dawn of man. The kin played an important part in the divide, in separating magic from... It is said that after the divide of the four dragons... But that was a long time ago, 12,000 of your years.
You don't know...
No, the white of the Draic kin, the mother, has, according to legend, been sighted. The tale of the silver... Though I think this is but...
The story is called The Silver Spear of...
Yes, unfortunately I do not have...
What about the...
Of the Draic kin, I only know I have heard tell of a god who fell from the sky into the ocean a great long time ago.
The worst.
What else do you...
Only what I have told you. Someone with greater knowledge of the ocean and the creatures that live beneath its surface.
Have you heard of...
Yes, but very little. It has been spoken of in the Ireed Council only recently.
And what was the...
No one at the council knows or admitted to knowing, and the ambassador was asked. The Tyrant are allied with the Vanguard, and so are in political and ideological opposition with the Senate, not unless it was to challenge their philosophy.
So you don't...
No.
Ask Vestrum Tobias, okay.
Do you know anything about...
I have heard speak of such a thing. I believe it was where the tower was built, and the divide created.
Any idea where...
I am afraid the Venar were never very involved in the affairs of the Sentinel, nor... We are a magical people. We need the balance.
How would I go about fighting?
You cannot fight chaos. It is not so simple, but this is not something everyone can do. Only...
That's about it for now.
He's not helpful.
I am glad I could
You
be
worked.
of assistance, April Ryan.
I'll talk to you later, Abnaxis.
Blessings of the balance on your journey, April
think I did.
Ryan.
Hold on.
About my...
Anything...
That's about it for now.
I am glad I could be of assistance.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You,
I'll talk to you later, Abnaxon.
blessing.
Okay. Let's go talk to Vestrum Tobias. The Never Nude. I zoned out there. Me too, man. I cannot possibly listen to him. Just because there's a lot of words, like word count, doesn't mean it's a good story, bro. Run! Fucking twat.
Good morning, Tobias.
Why, it's
Whoa.
April, my friend from Stark.
So it appears I didn't.
Oh?
In a weird and twisted way, it's nothing out of what's become the substitute for ordinary in my life. One second I was in my room in New.
You must have opened a shift while you were sleeping. Good.
Yeah, I guess, except I don't think I'll be able to get back home again.
Ah, but I'm sure you will find a way to channel and control your power soon. In the meantime, is there anything I can do to help?
I need a lot of things.
I need help.
Unfortunately, I'm in no better state today to help you shift than I was the day before yesterday.
I need to locate.
The disk that is the key? Yes, it is needed. It might even restore balance.
I have to.
You do this often then? Say...
It's an expression. Heroism in my world is more of a cliche.
I do not understand. But then I am merely a servant of the balance. As I told you once before, when the Earth was divided, and the disk was to serve two
making-
purposes. As a key to the Tower of Balance should... and as a replacement for the disk that is already in the tower should it be broken. I do think that time is right for the...
Where is
At first, more than 12,000 years ago, it was kept in the open. At the Sentinel Enclave outside Marcure.
Why?
So that the four parts of the disk could be
Because
divided
thieves,
amongst
dumbass.
4 of the magical people of Arcadia.
What people?
This I cannot tell you. I am not sure anyone remembers now. But it would be in
What scripture?
the scriptures of the balance. There are 13 of them. 13 is a strong number, rich? No, of
No.
course you don't.
It's
13 was
unnecessary to
also
know.
the number of the fathers who
Who
begat.
cares?
Where can I?
Pay a visit to the Sentinel Enclave. The great library of the Enclave contains every book ever written by an Arcadian minstrel, and most others as well.
I need to.
There is one. You are right in that. In the past, when the time came for the Guardian to step down and another to take his or her place, a Guardian, still in full control of the balance, can invite anyone in and let anyone out. But with the Guardian gone, the only way in...
Isn't that location written down?
Remember that this was done on the old Earth before the Divide. After the Divide, after the...
What do you mean?
It could be up there, in the sky, or
the
far below
sky.
us, through the crust of the Earth into the molten depths below.
No one knows. And everyone knows.
I need to.
The Drykin?
What's the difference?
Dragons is a word from your world. The kin are...
But they're real.
Oh, as real as you and me, April. And old. They have been here since before I... But I know so
dragons.
little. Only what I can remember from my studies when I was...
How can I
hope
get
it's
more
in the
info?
same
Books,
place.
daughter, books. The wisdom of the ages. There is one tome you should study, called The Secret...
Where can I find?
Again, you will find these
Mm-hmm,
texts at...
Thank you, Tobias.
Good to know.
Bye. I feel like I'm playing World of Warcraft, but like not in a way that I normally do, because I would read the text. People normally do. Yeah, shut up, give me the thing. It's just so boring. It's not rich. It's not engaging. It's dull. Crazy place for a library.
Some kind of sandstone, very malleable, but also very vulnerable to the elements. These cliffs probably have huge...
Yeah, you're a real cave expert.
The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor. It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
Malleable stone. She's a fucking idiot. Over centuries, you mean? With water and wear? It's called erosion! Are you the guy? I don't know if you're the guy. Fucking run, April. Are you playing your shelves like a piano?
Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in. By the way, you haven't seen volume
I don't
6
work here.
of the complete...
Sorry.
I guess someone else must have taken it. I tried to tell them to write down. Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire enclave for the second scripture of the balance. Now, such incidents could be avoided if only... And this applies to
Could've
you
started
too,
with a
young
hello.
lady. People would sign out the books they borrow when they borrow them.
You think that
and
they would have
sign
solved
them
this
back.
problem
Such
in
a
the future?
simple
I guess it's the
procedure.
past.
It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. Now, which book did
We
you
solved this
want
a
me to
long time
find
ago.
for you?
Multiple things.
Are you Minstrom Yaren?
Armchair geologist.
Yes, of course. Oh, what a silly question.
I don't fucking
How
know.
would I know? I don't...
I am Minstrom Yeren, keeper of the great library of Mark, perhaps of
That's what
the
you should have
entire
said first.
world. Although they say the dark people have a library as big,
I'm uncomfortable
if
with
not
that
bigger,
term.
than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there. Have you?
I don't think...
What a silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the dark people, are you? You don't look like any dark people I've ever seen, so I... Now, where did Volume 6 disappear to?
The dark people, oh dear.
Tobias...
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been... I must tell you of this funny story
No,
I
please,
heard
no.
the other day of how Vestrum Tobias eats enough for a table full of minstrum. Or was it you
hate
know
all of you.
that the Elwan can smell water more than half a day's journey away?
Great.
Amazing, amazing.
Islands provides.
Vestrum Tobias...
Books is what we do best here at the Enclave.
I thought that's what we were on the way to find out. Okay.
I'm looking for a...
Yes, a fanciful tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often...
Yeah, don't you just hate...
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them.
I care. About the books,
I
really.
love
I
books.
can tell. So, the suit...
Yes, please. Better sneak up on those books. Why you got water in the library? That can't be good with the humidity.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Mildew, such mildew.
I look like a serving maid.
Shut up, April. That's how you gonna read? Okay, in the glory days of Bakshiva, before the drought, when Goramon was the greatest city in the known world, the Perik of Bakshiva decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty white dragon. Did I say Perik? I don't know. Had grown greedy and bored, his treasure hold filled with the riches of the world, and he desired nothing except the one thing that he could never have, the unborn daughter of the white dragon, the fairest, purest, most beautiful creature in the universe. He had asked the white dragon for her daughter's hand in marriage, but she had refused, scolding him for his insolence and warning him to keep. How big is this gonna be? Why do you waste all this space? His distance from immortals. And so the Peric sought the advice of the mighty sorcerer, the dark and cruel Eos, to learn how to kill one of the Drakkin. The sorcerer told the Peric of the white silver of Mount Tyranny, the strongest substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. The Peric ordered his army to go north across the ocean and to bring back enough white silver to shape a weapon. When his men returned with the rare metal, the Peric ordered the finest blacksmiths of Bakshiva to his castle, where Eos the sorcerer cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to his emperor. But before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood. Beheading the poor blacksmith and the soldiers who had retrieved the white silver from Mount Tyranny, the Peric's private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear into the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted, and steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. When the steam lifted, the blood was all gone, and the spear was glowing in a deep red color. With the terrible weapon now ready to be wielded, the Peric issued a challenge to the White Dragon to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage or to suffer a painful death at his hand. Enraged, the White Dragon refused him yet again and flew to meet the Peric, his sorcerer, and his 1,000-strong army on the green fields outside Goramon. Of the magical silver spear, she knew nothing, and the Peric kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. "Bring your forces around, Peric," warned the great White Dragon. Where did I say white? Where did I get that from? The White Dragon. "If you do not, I will lay waste to them all. I wish my men no harm," lied the Peric, "for this is between the two of us." Then he rode forward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon landed before him, and she said, "You are brave to face me like this, when you know you cannot harm me." Then the Peric raised his hand as if to greet her, but it was instead a sign to the sorcerer, the terrible Eos, who cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon while the Peric drew his silver spear. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic, but the Peric was quick, and he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could no longer hold her. Rising on her beautiful wings, blood poured down on the land below. She cursed Bakshiva, her Peric, and her people for all time. Wherever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned arid and grass became sand. The Peric sent his army to follow the White Dragon and bring back her egg, but the drought grew, and within days... Have you seen the video I read all 337 books in Skyrim so you don't have to? No. How long is this gonna be, man? I don't even know if I can go back. Seems like it's winding down. Oh, hold on. And within days, the once proud empire of Bakshiva was turning into a desert. Then followed a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights. And when the dust settled, there was nothing left of Bakshiva but 2 coastal cities and a few scattered oases. It is said that in the buried ruins of the lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the Peric who dared test the immortal, rests the silver spirit of Goramon. Aha!
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
It seems ridiculous to have to read the book while I sit here while you watch me. It's uncomfortable. So we gotta find city ruins. Next story, Yeren. I'm really glad I never bothered to read.
Oh, goodness. It's you again.
Her diary.
You gave me such a fright.
It's you again. Oh my god. You were watching me so intently and then you just forget I exist?
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Oh, certainly. What a silly question. I'm being polite. I don't care about that. Wasn't there something about scriptures or something?
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
Sure. Both of those. Oh man. Am I going to read a bunch of books?
I need to find out which 4 magical people of Arcadia were given a piece of the stone disc that serves as
The stone disc of the balance, yes?
Yeah, check it. Can't fast forward through your check-in. Everything's on one shelf. hope there's nothing over here. We ask him for.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Yes, thank you. Give me a list of things to read. Oh, this is it. Chapter 16 and the 8th scripture, the scripture of breaking, regarding the disc of the balance and the events that came about when the disc was broken. The scriptures tell us that the disc was kept at the Enclave for many thousands of years, safely guarded from any threat by the respect held by every man and woman for the authority of the fathers. But with dissent came disobedience, and disobedience brought immorality, and immorality begat theft. Tyrant soldiers, aided by sentinel traitors, attempted to make away with the disc, but were thwarted by the white of the kin herself. Is that the dragon? Intervening, although forbidden to do so on behalf of the fathers. The disc was brought safely back to the Enclave, but the threat would linger in the minds of the Minstrum and the Vestrum. So it became that the disc was melted in the forge of the dragon's mouth, shaped into the elements of 4 magical people, and given to these respective people for safekeeping, until such a time when it was decreed that the disc should once more be whole. 1 stone to the gentle souls that sing in the dark and shape the earth between their toes. 1 stone to the watchers of the wood, the ones who are outside. 1 stone to the 2 that make one of air and of sea, and 1 stone to the keepers of the dark flame, the eternally dark, the mariners. When the time comes for the disc to be whole again, 1 person will make a journey to the 4 who hold the pieces, and the pieces will be given willingly because there will be no doubt to the righteousness of this person. Is it me? Am I righteous?
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
So we gotta go. I don't know about the toes, man. Secrets of the Draken, okay. What's a Latian? Everybody's like, this world is so
Goodness,
rich.
It's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
I could read everything in the library.
Could I see some more?
Oh, certainly.
Let's see.
I'm looking for some...
No.
I'd like to learn...
Oh, yes, yes. We have some wonderful books on that topic.
Oh my god, there's so many books. This is a ridiculous task. How boring to watch me read. Oh, we went to a different shelf this time. Travels of the North in the Northlands. Man, fucking... Hey.
I
Pow!
did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Thank you. Secrets of the Draken by Minstrum Elyak. Forward. The Draken are known by many names throughout the Twin Worlds. In All Tongue, they are often referred to as Draken. In some variations of Low Tongue, Drekin. In the Southlands, the word Dragik refers specifically to the winged lizard shape traditionally associated with the kin. The longest reading. In Irad, the eternal spirits of the kin are called simply Drak, regardless of their current shape. In Stark, most cultures refer to the kin as dragon. Drag, Draka, Dragon. Though this is usually refers to only the winged lizard-like shape and not to the spirit inhabiting this shape. In fact, while in is Arcady really? Or is it supposed to be Arcadia? The kin are respected and revered as eternal spirits with great significance in the balance and the all. In Stark, the kin are mostly creatures of mythology and fairy tales. However, in some Stark legends and scriptures, notably the Christian Bible, the name dragon is associated with the forces of evil, and thus the religious connotations do seem to have carried over in a somewhat distorted form. Who or what are the Draken? Why not ask who is the creator, or what is the all? Questions thus asked will remain in perpetuity, unanswered, for they are in truth unanswerable. To condense all the knowledge of the creator into one answer is futile. as is any attempt to define the all without describing every single element that makes up the all. This fucking book talks like that fucking guy. So also with the Drakkin, we cannot answer who is the kin or what is the kin, but we can provide some answers to the simpler questions, the questions that deal with what we see and hear and feel and what we have been told by the kin themselves. Answers that together may give us, if only the faintest hint of the whole truth, then at least some indication of who or what the Drakkin are. Born of the emptiness between the stars, reads the 11th scripture of the balance, the scripture of time, shaped in unison with the all, part of the all, yet outside the all. Drekkin, noted the ancient high-tongue variation of Drekkin. Why so many variations and interpretations of the Drakkin from culture to culture? The kin have always been shrouded in mystery, and from mystery rises legend and myth. The kin seem confident to be seen, or content to be seen as nothing but tall tales and figments of a bard's fertile imagination. That was not helpful at all.
Let me take that back for you.
For fuck's sake, please. Who's to say what it is, or isn't, or can be, or is, or not, or is, and will be, and has been?
Oh, goodness, it's you
Them.
again. You gave me such a...
It's not as
Can I
fun.
see some more
it's not
books?
as fun when you get frightened.
Oh, certainly.
Okay. Maybe.
A book on the hidden...
An
Oh, I don't think that's a good one to suggest. I hope it's one of these. I'm hoping I don't have to read things that aren't... It's probably just everything. Everything you click. I mean, that might give us travels in the Northlands. Maybe. I don't know. The mythology one might get us the Sadra one. I don't know. Seems folktale-y.
I did find something.
Whew. What is just local color? Ugh. Travels in the Northlands. I was fucking right. By Yamain the Discoverer, the first part. In many years as a traveling poet and bard, I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of, they said it again, Arcady. And I have seen sights most people have not dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter when the storms are at their fiercest, while waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body. I have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in those dark and deadly waters of the south swallow brave galleons whole. Creatures the size of the mountains with a flick of a tail can touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I have crossed the great ocean from north to south and from east to west, and in the course have been stranded on desert islands with no sustenance but what I could gather from the sparse vegetation for months at a time. I have ridden the giant Elguan across the Changagriel, the wasteland, the Altaban, to Monterba, and further south where the Taruk, the oasis, are few and far between, and I have seen the shifting dunes above the ruins of Goramon, precious jewel of the Bakshivan. You recognize those words. Bakshivan Empire, concealed for centuries by the coarse and treacherous sand, and I have journeyed far west, carried on goodwill and destiny by shadow ships, to the strange and unknown cliffs of a world unseen by most, a world of an unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder and mysticism. I have seen all this and more, but the fairest sights still I have seen in the lands of the north, from Arid to the Border Mountains, from Tyran to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to the dawn of Mount Tyranny, looking out to the plains on Nedra, where wild stallions run free in the thousands, and to look on the city of the Coruscant, the Pearl of Fire, while the boiling sun sets in the ocean beyond, the slow waves reflecting dark yellow and red as they lap slowly upon the sandy shores. It is an experience truly treasured and ne'er forgotten. These lands are blessed by the Creator and shaped by men, yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured and civilized people in Arcady. Of all the fires I have rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends of tale spinners and memorized the songs of bards, of all the lands where I have wandered from city to village, it is to the Northlands I return time and time again to learn evermore. Join me now, for I will evoke you in the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic midst of the blessed lands, and you will pine for its rugged coast, and green woods and its hardy people, and like me, you will ne'er rest until you can return to the yonder shores. Oh god. I assume all must be clicked through. Coarse and treacherous sand that gets everywhere. Marcuria, O Marcuria, thou unkempt diamond, of capitals thou art by true the fairest. Thy counsel may seek for knowledge, kept within centuries, sought and gathered by men wiser than the ages, brought hither. By word of mouth, Marcuria, change thou not the course of the war. Between thine people, diplomat, wise man, magician, all this and more, thou hast without equal the mark of merit and virtue, written by Yemain Yurthrin, the poet. The august capital of these. Are we gonna find anything shiny on you, unkempt diamond? Like, is this gonna give us anything like actually useful, like to our like brains, or is it just gonna populate shoots? I like shiny on. The august capital of Aerid, the unified country, Marcuria lies on the handy southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tiran and Coruscant. It is a port of call for merchants, traders, adventurers, and pilgrims from all four continents. A place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and other species. Caught you a typo. Aerid is a strong and proud land, perched between the plains of Nedra to the north, the land of Tyran to the west, the Great Sea to the south, and the forest of the Northlands to the east. The Northlands are in the east? And inhabited by humans, Dolmari, Tyran, Mole People, and Venner. Aerid was formed after Marcuria emerged as a major center for diplomacy and trade and became the banner under which the surrounding lands united as one. Aerid is a democracy currently led by the chief council of the Aerid flag, Lord Yugvan Delin. The High Council, composed of the ministers who govern by representation, resides in the Marcurian halls of assembly, flanked by the palace and the barracks. God, it's more. Traditionalists and their former get barely changed their unification, largest city, capital, blah. Cultural diversity, great. Blah, 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 blah. Hub of the civilized world, founded 20,000 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Left to its own devices by undeveloped races, Marcuria grew large and fat, blah, blah, blah. Brass. Violent attention. Lots of war. Decimated. Great. Wealth. Peaceful times. Great. Self-governing, something taxes, well-kept roads, blah, blah, blah. Military might. Great.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems is in dispute. Greedy Trade Federation. Yeah, that's what we all want in our video games and our Star Wars movies, is complaints about taxes and shit and trade routes. This is like the map maker's directions, yeah. Okay, fuck. We haven't found the Alatian one.
Goodness, it's you again.
And the Sadra one.
Such a fright.
Could I see?
Oh, certainly.
I'd like to read some.
A favored.
2 more books. I tried to read them. I could only say Aerid so many times without being sure that's how you say it. Like, don't make me. Low Lottie.
I did find something of it.
I thought I've asked everything, though. I don't know where I'm going to find the Alatian one. I was right where they all have been. Sadra was married to a brute of a man named Care. He was a bully who drank, cursed, gambled, and beat up his wife when he'd lost coins at the cups table. Still, Sadra treated Care with respect. He treated Care with care. And Care, she fed him when he was hungry. She made his bed and washed his back and laid down with him when he told her to. She's never complained of her hardships to anyone, even those even though some days she woke up with bruises all over her body. Despite her husband's treatment, Sadra was a beautiful woman with lovely dark hair and green eyes, and men would admire her when she went to the market for food, or the town well for water. But none dared approach her, fearing her dangerous husband more than they admired her beauty and grace. People would say, "Poor Sadra, she deserves better than what she has. She is so good and patient, even though her husband mistreats her every day." But no one was willing to do anything to free her from her husband, as they all feared his wrath. "She chooses her own path," they would say, "and it is not our duty to interfere." Then one day, a tall and handsome prince rode into town to visit with the elder council. When he spotted Sadra carrying 2 heavy buckets from the well to her home on the edge of town, he was taken with her beauty and youth, and he jumped down from his horse to help carry her buckets home. On the way, this is gonna be trouble! On the way, he offered Sadra courtship, but when she told she was already married, he bowed respectfully and excused himself for acting inappropriately. That night, Sadra's husband heard about the prince helping his wife, and after striking her down for letting royalty interfere with her duties, he strode drunkenly, for he had already had his usual fill of dark ale, towards the tavern where the prince and his cohorts were staying. When Care arrived at the tavern, the prince was eating dinner, and when told Sadra's husband was there to see him, the prince stood and waved the man closer. "I must congratulate you on your good taste in marriage," said the prince. "For your wife is the most beautiful and good-hearted woman I have ever met." And then he offered Care a seat and a tall mug of ale. But the angry husband did not appreciate the prince's advances, and he drew a sword and lunged at the prince before his guards could react. The prince was quick and lucky to avoid certain death, and before Care could make a second strike, the prince recovered his sword from where it stood by the wall and stood ready to fight the brute. "Leave him be," called the prince when his guards drew arms and ran to protect their liege. "This is between him and me." Smiling briefly, he nodded his head to Care and stood to attention. Obviously, his skill with the sword was formidable. Care, a coward at heart, knew that if he fought fairly, he would surely die, and he sheathed his sword but loosened his knife he had tucked up his long sleeve. "My pardon, Prince," said Care. "My love for my wife is such that I am blinded by jealousy. I offer your friendship and apologies." He extended an open hand to the prince and smiled a broad lizard smile. The prince, unaware of Care's mistreatment of his faithful wife, smiled back. He put down his sword and extended his own hand. "You gonna get shivved, my bro?" "Your apology is accepted, sir." Then suddenly, Care's knife was in his hand and moving in a blur toward the prince's exposed throat. Had it not been for the quick eye of a nearby guard, who with the broadside of the sword struck Care on the side of his head, the prince would have been dead. The knife carved a deep scar on the prince's shoulder, but did no serious harm. Care was taken away to the town prison to be judged when the sun rose. His crime was surely punishable by death, especially if Sadra would testify to his cruelty in front of the judge. Free of Care's tyranny, the townspeople now spoke of Sadra's suffering by her husband's hand, but Sadra would not herself even now speak against her husband, and instead of being sentenced to death, Care was sent away to work the king's mines for 25 years. Taken with her faithfulness, the prince yet again offered Sadra courtship, but again Sadra declined, for she was still a married woman. Then 1 year later, Care attempted to escape the king's mines by killing 2 guards and climbing the walls, but he was shot down with an arrow and died in agony and disgrace. It's a happy ending! Again, the prince visited Sadra's town, bringing condolences and a renewed offer of courtship, and this time Sadra agreed. Months later, the prince and Sadra were married in a glorious ceremony, and when the old king died, the prince became regent and Sadra his queen. She was as good a queen as the land had ever seen, and she was loved dearly until the day she died. And her funeral was the grandest and most tearful in memory. The children of the lake. My God! There was a village in Nantucket. There was a village by a lake where no couple had borne a child for 20 years. The villagers were desperate, for without children their village would wither and die, and they turned to their god for help. The next morning, 50 young children rose out of the misty lake and wandered onto the shores, much to the joy of the childless women. I wouldn't trust these weird lake children. "We are yours," said one of the children, "as long as you remember one thing. You are never to fish from this lake again. Instead, you must learn to hunt in the forest and live off the land." The villagers agreed, though they worried they might go hungry since they were used to catching and eating fish from the lake. But it didn't take long before they had taught themselves to hunt and grow wheat and potatoes in the fields. 18 years passed, and then one day an old man grew tired of rabbits and deer and potatoes and bread, and he longed to catch a big fish and cook it over a sizzling fire. He took his boat out to where the villagers would not see him, and he sank his line. Almost immediately caught a large trout. But as he was rowing back to shore, he saw the children of the lake wander from their homes back into the dark waters from whence they came. Their mothers called for them and tried to hold on to them, begged them not to leave, but they would not speak. And one by one they disappeared into the lake. The old fisherman then saw, as the children sank into the murky waters, how they turned into large fish and sped off into the deep. He was shameful. He was shameful then and dropped his catch back into the water. But it was too late, and the village would forevermore remain childless. The guy's a selfish bitch.
You done? Let me take that back for you.
Oh man, the last book requires you to learn about it from the Rolling Man. Alright. We are 10 minutes over. This was a slog. I don't know if any of that was necessary. Let's peek outside just to see if, you know, we got new things. What's this fucking wheel? Touch everything. Hold on. Pool. Why can't I see the pool? Or touch the pool?
It's a pool of seawater. You'd think that it'd be a bad idea to have a pool inside a library on account of the moisture. But I guess magic makes everything possible.
I did like that in the D&D movie when it kept being like, just use magic, whatever. Like it was the solve for everything. He's like, it's not how it works. Dehumidifier magic, yeah. Where you going there, April? The water's all around us. You gonna get a cup full?
The water's
your
pretty
hands.
cold.
Just get your hands wet. I don't know. I'm gonna touch this wheel. Oh, it's doing something. Nope.
Stuck!
That makes sense. Alright. I want to go outside and I want to see if other things show up. Now we gotta leave here for that. I don't see nothing new. Pier, city gates, blah. We learned about all these fucking things. This is where the Rolling Man was, right? We'll talk to him next time. He got his Chianti. Okay, I got my Cavatier right here. Alright. Still bad. Not good. Lots of talking. Lots of people slow talking. Lots of reading. We played extra. Because there was just so much reading. So, what is tomorrow? Saturday. Yeah, we'll probably be back here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Oh!
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, Siri. Fuck off. Yeah, they made me do the talking. I at least do it faster. So, yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.